Hello and welcome to 3 Sheets 1 Shot with my wonderful friend Joe. How are you, Joe?
I'm good. I'm really excited. How are you?
I am awesome. I had a great day writing. I was very inspired today with writing. And I don't know.
It turned out great.
Thank you. As a patron, you had access to that.
That's right.
But I am going to do a little sneak peek for those who...
Welcome to the Dragon.
Holy smokes!
Thank
17
you.
months.
Thank you,
Wow.
Rainick.
That's like 5 more than 12. I wonder
know,
what's going to be like when I hit 17 months with Rainix.
That's almost like 2 babies, Rainick. Oh, Lord. I had a great day writing, and I was very inspired last week with everything that you guys came up with, everything that...
Someone go get Rainick. He's waiting in the foyer by the...
Hey, Game Masters.
I love that Sir Mimsy greeting for Rainick. Hey, Game Masters Vault, are they here? I don't see them on the... Yes!
Now we can begin.
We can begin. Something's happening with my... I'm not seeing... There's the chat. Yes! Hello, nerds!
She had it hid, guys.
It wasn't hidden. I had to refresh it or something. I don't know. Something was crazy. Anyway, I was so inspired last week by all the input from chat, and Joe was you were on a rampage last week, Joe.
I wouldn't call it a rampage.
Ideas were I couldn't type fast enough to keep up with the ideas, and I'm telling you, I
will admit that twist. I don't want to give it away because you guys need to be Patreons to get the encounter. But if you want a really awesome encounter that has a third act twist that me, the guy who came up with the twist, didn't even see coming until it just vomited itself out of my mouth.
I think there's like 3 twists in the story.
Yeah, and the last twist is really, really cool.
It's good. I will pop it up just to show them the I don't know why it does that. It does this blank screen thing, but I will show them. This is the PDF version. It's already up on the Discord bonus content section if you're a patron. But of course I always include the map. But it's called The Drowned and the Damned. Great title, Joe.
Thank you.
I know. And I went on Incarnate and I made this really cool map. And chat named the ship Siren's Folly. Awesome name. Everything just came together last week. It was fantastic. And I just kept writing, and I don't know, I know you guys can keep up with my scrolling here, but found beautiful pictures, got the correct Chicago citation guide going over there underneath that picture. There's a spoiler alert. I'll scan through that. They battled the Drowned, which is really kind of cool because there's 4 different kinds, but we didn't throw the level 9 at them. There's a coven of sea hags involved. I got to draw another picture on Incarnate. This time it was like a close-up of where the ship landed on the bottom of the sea. Did a little math equation there. Well, I'll skip that quickly because that does give a spoiler. And I was so excited by the story. So let's write another one, shall we?
Can I tell you a fun story real quick, since I know Rainick's still here and he'll love to laugh at my foolishness?
Absolutely.
So you know how you've got a pink cursor, right?
I did, because I couldn't see it on the screen, and I knew that it would help you guys find stuff when I pointed stuff. I'll go back up to the map. See, I'm pointing at the map stuff.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. I spent the last 5 or 6 minutes trying to figure out if that was a dead pixel on my computer. Yeah, that's your boy. That's your boy having a brain fart there. No, that's fine. No, that's good for me. No, that's fine. That's fine.
You're channeling Brian Regan now.
Yeah.
I also wanted
what's in here? Chicken musket. What kind of a word is chicken musket?
I know, right? I love Brian Regan. I could go all day talking about him. I wanted to share with you that the Damned is part of the Saltmarsh campaign. So you need to have that on D&D Beyond opened up if you want any of those links in that document to work. because I just didn't pull from the traditional stuff that's kind of the freebie stuff. But it came from Ghost of Saltmarsh, and I wanted to show you this. I found this today amongst Crow's collection. Check it out. Look what I have.
Wow.
I know.
Holy smokes. That's practically a relic.
Yes. Of course, it has all the maps on the inside of everything. And this was... When was this put out? Looking for the date. 1980 was when this came out. Isn't that cool? It's The Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh for AD&D. Then I kept searching, and guess what else I found? The first issue of Dungeon Magazine.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool? He has a lot of them. He doesn't have the dragon issues. He didn't get into it until the Dungeon came out. This was the next iteration of that, and I think it was 86. It was TSR back then. It wasn't Wizards of the Coast yet. So, and look how it's like in mint condition.
I have...
And he's given them all to me because I'm the big D&D nerd of the family now. So they're mine. Huh?
Yeah, here you go. Here's the one TSR. Here's the one TSR.
I have to look over on the other screen to see it, but let me see. Oh, wow.
It goes up. It's Alma Magic. It's the one. It's the one fully branded TSR.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so if we don't have any other announcements, it's only valuable in love to me, Game Master Vault. I just need. This is the way my husband tells me he loves me, because he gives me really big nerdy stuff like this, plus other stuff. He's the one who got me the D&D Beyond subscription, so I have to shout him out for that. Okay, so let's decide where we're going to do tonight. So we're already 10 minutes in. We gotta start. 2 weeks ago we had, if you follow the cursor, the pink cursor on the map, it's not a pixel, not a broken pixel.
Not a dead pixel. It's a cursor.
It's a cursor. We were up in Crescent, which is, following the mouse, it's northwest in this Wildenoth area, which is sort of a sinking continent. That area is slowly being taken over by the sea. And so we decided last week to warm up a little bit, so we went south to Stonebridge, and just south of Stonebridge is a little sort of the lower terrace of the area, because it's very mesa territory down there. And we decided to investigate a shipwreck, and that's where the Drowned and the Damned came in. So where do you want to go on this map tonight to create another story? We're filling in this map left and right. Oh my goodness, hi Wolf's Realm! Hello! Glad you could join us.
You're just in time,
We
Wolf,
just started,
You're about to pick where we go on
yeah,
the map.
let's pick where we're going to start. Now, let me just tell you real quick. Malgru is contested area. That's the Obsidian Wilds is very contested. There's orc invasions happening up there. We definitely could go up there, but it's going to have to involve orcs. And some of the other areas do have specific things, but I'll mention those if that gets shouted out. We don't have a lot of stories happening in Mixedbury, and that is an area where there are lots of tieflings. And there are also a lot of things happening in Telmitris. No, Telmalitris.
Hey, it's
I
your
can't even say
place.
my own words.
You pronounce it however you want.
Telmalitris, and that is the recently discovered Dragonborn home in my world. So we could start there. Or we could start in Mixbury, which is down there where Ukokna's from the Banana Brothers. Or we could, wherever. You guys tell me where you want to start. You see the map on there, and let's get some shout outs. I do want to call out the new name of, I think I said this last week too, while you guys are thinking about where to start. In the southeast Anvar Expanse, I had to name that body of water down there. Can anyone guess what that's from? You can if you watched last week. But where do we want to start this? What do you think, Joe?
I was here Banana Brothers last week?
No, it was
last week?
I think it was, well, if it wasn't us, then I need to tell you, because I love this name, because I came up with it, but I kind of stole it from something that's in pop culture right now. So we have to come up with an idea. Moldy Nut down here is goblins, and so is Feruz Arad. Veth is a goblin territory, realm, kingdom.
I kind of like the idea of a whole goblin-themed adventure.
Absolutely.
That's not bad.
We could do that.
What do you guys think in chat? What do you guys feeling about goblins?
I like that idea. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Let's do goblins.
Chat's being quiet, or I have to refresh. Maybe I have to
No.
refresh.
It's
Okay.
chat. It's definitely being quiet.
Um,
I'm gonna get on.
That's okay. I will give the secret away to Anvar Expanse. That is named after the show The Expanse.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember
Yes.
you. I remember
And
that.
Cass
I remember you telling me
Anvar
about that.
is one of the
Yep.
characters on the show, or one of the actors who plays Alex on the show, and he is a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. So, of course, he had to be on the map. And Expanse is a great name for a body of water. So, all right. So maybe we should be in Veth.
Sure, I like the idea of goblins. They're always fun.
And
Because
look
they
at
can go
this.
either way.
Yeah, this whole area is unnamed, unexplored. It's tropical, as you can see by the climate section of this map with the white arches.
I think Game Masters has a really good idea. Mergoblins.
Oh, mergoblins. Oh, mergoblins. That, you know what? Aren't there such an animal? We should look on D&D Beyond.
Yes, there is.
Let's do that.
There are aquatic goblins. I think they're called mergoblins.
Well, we should look that up then. Let's just go to our handy dandy. I cannot apparently type tonight. Mergoblins.
Aquatic goblins. Let's see here.
I
Are
failed my
humanoids
investigation
aquatic
check.
goblinoids some types? An aquatic goblin can breathe underwater. Let's see what they're actually called. Gill goblin? That's Wowpedia. We don't want anything.
Goblin monsters. Goblin boss. Goblin race. Oh, what? Okay.
Let's see here.
Ooh, they're exotic Tahitian moblins. Because, you know, Tahiti is a magical place. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll go into the game rules under monsters, and I'll look up goblin there, because it should bring up everything under monster name or type. Goblin. A hobgoblin? Oh, that's it? Maybe I should look under tags. I'll look under tags. Because it could be called something else. And where's the tags on this page? Oh, there it is. Goblinoid. Blah, blah, blah. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Monster tags. Goblinoid. Okay. Filter. Monsters. Click. Can't see the pink mouse against that red background. Oh, ba. Dern. Sunless Citadel. A grunka? Oh, we have to find things in the swamp. So we have to pick something in the environment that's underwater. Yeah. We could totally make up our own monster. We should. You know what? Let's just do that. I'm not finding it. Let's just make up our own.
Yeah, works for me.
Homebrew creations. Create a monster. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna base it off a goblin, though, right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
So that we have the basic goblin back. I'll just type in goblin. Goblin pirate, because then it would have some aquatic stuff, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, let's try this. So we're gonna make, or we could just make goblin pirates. All right.
Yeah.
I always do 5e there. Okay, humanoid, goblinoid, perfect. Medium, does it swarm? Nah. Any non-lawful alignment, perfect. Multi-attack. I didn't even see what challenge. Oh, the challenge rating 2. Okay, so we'll make this for lower levels.
This will be good.
Yeah, I think so too. Ooh, a nice armor class, hard to hit. Okay, okay. Let's get rid of Arctic and forest and hill and urban. Let's just make them coastal and I don't know why I said not to pick desert. No, coastal. Just coastal.
Oh, Game Master's a great point. Just like the creatures from the Black Lagoon, only smaller, more stupid, and with a death wish.
I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get rid of their int. There we go. And the wisdom.
Yeah, they were saying how we could just reskin goblins. You call it a 50-foot swim speed.
Okay.
Water breathing. The land speed goes down to 10 feet. That's I would make it 20 feet, but 10 feet.
That's fine. Especially if they're speed type. Add a movement. We're going to add swim. What is swim speed, did you say? 40?
Oh, yeah, 50-50. I would go 50
50?
feet. idea.
They're small, so they can move fast. Okay. And are they... Let's see. Well, they can walk 50. We're going to edit that. Let them walk 50. Ooh, these are going to be mean. Okay, and what other kind of senses or skills do they have? Hit Death Wish. Oh, smaller, so we have to make them a small race. Okay, here we go. And what are we going to call these guys? Gotta call them something. I was just reading today about... Not reading, but I saw a picture of what looked like a sea hag, but it was someone else's version of it, and it was really... It was what you were talking about. It was like a creature from the Black Lagoon looking creature, but it was sort of goblinoid looking. We have to give him a... we have to make sure that he can... breathe underwater. Is it what is that trait called? Amphibious or something? I'll save it and then I'll go look and see, because then I can just copy, cut and paste that. I like the idea of making him... Let's make him stronger though. I like being stronger. And his charisma really isn't that good either. It's low. Which means he has a better con score. There we go. Perfect. Okay, would...
Amphibious.
Yeah, I would.
Amphibious is the word you're looking for.
Amphibious, is that what it is called on the special traits?
Yeah. Well, I went up and looked at Tritons.
Okay.
And they have and figure Tritons are kind of close.
Okay, so what is the amphibious? Can you read it to me so I don't have to go look?
It just says amphibious. You can breathe air and water.
Okay. We don't know what it's going to be called yet. Can breathe. Is it just air and water?
Yeah. Just air and water.
Okay. So let's.
Gosh, how much else do you want them to breathe? Like chocolate syrup? What are we talking about?
I
Cotton candy?
is that all it says on the description? I want to make it look professional. You know, we're doing supposed to be a professional job. What are we gonna call these guys? Something with the word goblin in it.
Yeah. Let's see here. They're water goblins. So.
We have to come up with
Gilbins?
something. Ooh, I
Game
like that.
Master's got Gilbins.
Yeah. Gilblins.
Gilblins. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Gilblins.
that is... I need a double L. You're right. Gilblins. Oh, that's perfect.
And I wonder if
Love it.
that's the word given to them by land-dwelling creatures who don't know them, but they call themselves something else. You know, like like something completely different.
Something that sounds really heroic.
Yeah.
All right, I'll add that to the description when we come up with that. Okay, so they wear studded leather, of course, because they are kick-ass. Do they have NPC? Why would I put monster tag as an NPC? Let's make it I think it's goblinoid, right? Yeah. Let's give them... What kind of languages?
Oh, Game Master has a great one. The slang for the Gilblins is
mudslug.
That's a great...
I love it.
That's an awesome idea.
It is. Is that a real thing? Or is that
it's a real thing now. It's the slang word for a Gilblin.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So Gilblin is the actual name of the creature, but the slang for those on the land who actually survive an encounter with a Gilblin, call them mudslugs.
Yeah. Like let's say you're in the
stuff.
tavern. Let's say you're in the tavern of a port city.
Yes.
And you're like, just survived another encounter with a filthy stinking mudslug.
Yeah. Mudslugs. I love it. Okay.
It's probably like a derogatory term, like the Gilblins don't even like Gilblins. They want to be called like the
supreme
the
supreme emperor of the something blah blah blah. I don't know, something like that. All right, can they speak this? I got them speaking Aquan. Does that sound right? Do we have something else?
I think Aquan would work. Probably Goblinoid 2 would work, and probably Common. They should be able to speak as well.
Yes. This is not fast enough for me. I'm typing too fast. Common, of course. Okay. Any other language they should speak? And they talk just like Jar Jar.
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, so I need to go back up and in the basic information and mention that those who have encountered these, because I made them chaotic evil, I just made them pure evil. What's a good word for? Did I put my thesaurus up? I did. Something that's like fierce. A better word for fierce. Bloodthirsty. Ah, I love the Thorith.
The Thorith is my favorite.
The Thorith is my favorite.
Yeah, you got ferocious, fierce, menacing, savage, vicious.
Yeah.
Tons of great words.
Right.
Inclement? No thesaurus. No thesaurus. Go home. You're drunk.
Misa no mudslug. Misa Giblin Emperor. I like that actually. Creatures refer to them as mudslugs. Though they have very imperialistic. Oh, I thought I spelled that right. Imperialistic. What's the word for that?
That's a good question, Game Masters. I'm thinking maybe the levels for the PC should be like 1 to 3.
Yeah, low level. We'll go back to what? Yeah, because last week
Maybe
was
3
5
to
to 9
4.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, last week was a doozy.
It was. We threw some really tough crap at them. All right, they have imperialistic.
Patreon for the Patreon.
Yeah, become a Patreon. You can go read that all to yourself. It's such a good story. I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I had so much fun writing it today that I didn't even have lunch. I skipped lunch. I'm kind of hungry. Imperialistic view of themselves They have a very imperialistic view of themselves and refer to each other as emperor.
Like just every one of them is emperor.
I can't even spell it. How do you spell emperor? Emperor.
E-M-P.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for spell check. Okay. Excellent. You guys have come up with some. All right. Giblin's favorite weapons are nets and clay pots filled with water fleas. Water fleas? That's
Well, yeah. No, that's like yeah. Hold on.
All right. We have to go change. I have to go change the weapon. This is great. I love this Gilblins. This is perfect. All right. So do they have a multi-attack at challenge rating 2? Yeah, they should. I have to change these little parts here. The Gilblin makes 3 melee attacks, 2 with its splash damage swarm. Those are nuts. How can you make 3 melee attacks with your... I have to make this a word in my dictionary or it's going to keep saying it's... I already signed in. Listen, mister. I'll fix it later. Alright, Gilblin makes... I'll just say 2 then.
But yeah, water fleas and sand fleas are real things.
Okay.
They're annoying. They're called Delphinias.
Is it a D&D thing you're saying, or is it a real life thing?
No, that's a real life thing. That's a real life.
I don't want to know about those things. Lingering swarm damage? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that they multi-attack with 2 attacks. But what are their melee attacks? If they do a net and a clay pot filled with they throw the clay pot, and that's like a splash damage, like you said. But what can they do?
Hey, if we didn't have Game Master's Vault,
I know.
how would we know that we needed space in our brain for water fleas? Now that's up there.
And now
that's up there now.
And now we've got that in our life. We've got water fleas. No one clipped that. All right, the Gilblin makes. Let's say it makes. Let's just say it throws a net, but the net is really like it grapples and it restrains.
There's a barbed net. Hold on.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I like the idea of just using a net, and then once they're restrained, then they can't run away from the fleas, and then the fleas do damage, like every round, similar to Moonbeam that Darrow's is always casting on a creature in Banana Brothers. So the jar of fleas is sort of like does damage every round, whereas they have to catch them first. So you have to get away from this net. So yeah, let's look up a barbed net. That's a good idea, and we'll make that.
Let's see here.
We'll make that.
I'm gonna look at the net on D&D Beyond, see if
Okay.
they have the variants.
I'm gonna save this before I lose it. Okay, and I'll do the same thing. I'll open up a new D&D Beyond page. Alright, so just a net. Let's see what happens. Oop, stop that. Stop it. Stop it. I probably should look under weapons. Special weapons. Net. Net.
Well, there's a razor net. Unearthed Arcana.
Okay, let me go to
That's kind of a homebrew. Let's see if I can find
magic items. Let's find a magic item that we can base it off of. Net. See if it shows up there. Oh no, Signet. That doesn't count. Okay, so maybe I should look under. Equipment? No, because that wouldn't be a weapon, right? Net. Well, or we can. You know what? We can make one. We can make a net.
Sure. Yeah, we could totally make one.
All right, so here's the basic net. Proficiency with a net allows you to add your provision, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Hit by net, restrained until freed. Strength check to free yourself. And dealing damage to it, freeze the creature.
Yes. But also, what if we modify the net
Yes.
to make it a barbed net?
Barbed net. I like that.
To where on a successful hit, the target must also succeed. Oh, what's the 5e mechanics for a grapple? Now I need to know that.
We can look that up. Yeah, no, it doesn't have bleed damage. No, GMV. Sorry.
But it also,
we can do something similar. All right, let's go.
Yeah, but you could initiate a grapple, like
Yeah.
if you hit. So not only is the person restrained, I think that also makes them prone, if I'm not mistaken, on 5e. But
Yeah.
it could immediately initiate the rules for a grapple.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna let me take a net and do it. So we one of us might have to have a net open so I can get the information. I may not be able to use a template.
I have the internet.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh wait, I just saw something. A net of warning. Why didn't
That's
that?
a good idea. That's a good idea too. It would
Why
be
did that
neat
come up?
if some of them, if some of the Gilblins bites carry diseases. That's a neat idea, Game Master. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, would you say that all Gilblins have that? Like, oh, don't get bit by a Gilblin.
Probably-
It's not the pain that kills you. It's the fact that your arm will fall off later.
Yeah. We could find something very unusual that people don't typically have immunity from. Like, a lot of like dwarves have poison, not dwarves. Dwarves have poison immunities. So something that's not very
Jesus.
common and make it really unusual. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to do this net warning copy because it doesn't really. I'll have to just make a new one. Create a magic item. Let's just do this from scratch. I love D&D Beyond. Okay, so it's going to be called a barbed net, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 5e. And how rare is this? I guess it's just kind of common for them, right? Or uncommon, maybe?
I would say uncommon.
Yeah.
'Cause maybe like they have to weave the barbs into it.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so what's the base weapon? What's it based off of? Ah, bad news is on here. That's funny.
It's based off of a net.
I know, but there's no... Oh, yeah, there's a net. Okay. Okay, good. And it doesn't require attunement. And... create a magic item, but it's not letting me call it a weapon. It says I put in weapon. It's a... Oh, what is it? It's not really. It's not any of these. I guess it's a wondrous item, but it doesn't let me add. When I do weapon, it doesn't. Oh, base weapon. There it goes. But that doesn't. That's not going to help. All right. Well, we'll have to just come up with it ourselves. Okay. So, what is the range?
The range is, I believe, 10 feet. Let me.
15. What's like min max? Like 15 or 1030 or something, or 1040?
515. 515.
Really? Should we make it longer?
Yeah. Sure. We could do like 1020.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be more than that because it's like a lot of underwater combat.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Let's do. Well, they can be on land, and they can move. We had them move 50 feet, so they can catch up with you no matter how far you run. So let's make it. Let's only make it 515, like you said.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
All right. So the range is 515. It does. What is its damage for a challenge rating 2 creature? What kind of damage do they do?
Well, here's the thing about a base net. It does no damage.
Right, but we're going to have it do damage, right? Aren't
yes.
we? Yeah.
So I would have it do, let's see, 1d4 is 4, 2d4 is 8, 1d6 is 6, but...
Ooh, I found this a while ago on my D&D. I've added it here. Any dice. And it's really kind of cool. You put the output, like you do 1d6 plus 2 or something, and you can calculate what the average is and see if that would work. In this case, it's just going to be 5.5 or 6. So
I feel like
you could do 3d6 damage.
I feel like yeah, that works. That works for me. Sure.
That means it would do max 18, obviously, but the average would be like 10.5 or 11. That's not bad for a CR, especially if
when you. Yeah. Not everyone's gonna have them.
All right, 3d6. So how do you do this for a weapon? Do you do attack and then 3d6, 10, 11, piercing damage, barbed?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but this will be the final boss. Maybe. I don't know. You're right. That is a lot. That would pretty much finish off a...
If we did 2d4.
Yeah, but this is our creature is a CR2, so we'll have to really either raise the minimum, what we suggest for the starting level of the characters, or lower the gilblins. If we're going to have like a swarm of gilblins, or, you know, a party of them, we should either lower their CR or tell the DM that the party should be at least level blank before doing this. Like level 3. 1d8. Yeah, that's true. If they do grapple and trip, and they would get a bonus too, right? So maybe a 1d8. Okay.
Yeah.
1d8 average is 4, right? Or 5? You ever go up?
No, 1d8's almost
4.
dead on 4.
It's dead on 4. I just had to use a calculator. Okay. 4. Piercing damage. And it grapples, right? Any creature, what size? Medium or smaller? Or does it? They can't capture large creatures, do you think? Even a swarm.
Hold on, I just read that. Let me find that again. Hold on.
Yeah, you're right. If we did a swarm, if this was a final boss, that would be fine because they're all attacking this one. But if we had a like 6 or 7 of these gilblins, then that would be deadly for that amount of. Yeah, medium or smaller. I think so too. Medium or smaller must. Is it?
Yeah, this says huge or larger, but I feel like medium and smaller is better.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I take a net and throw it on a horse, which is classed as large, I don't think that net's going to really do a daggone thing.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so a deck saving throw to avoid it. And what should the
Well, let's see. We're talking about 1 to 3.
Yeah.
So let's say probably like a 13.
Yeah.
That's above average, but it's the low part of the above average.
I don't know how to write this. It seems like I don't know how it should look on the final thing. I know that these are bold and italicized, but I don't know what it should look like on the. It seems like
I wouldn't worry about.
Well, it seems like I'm missing. Oh, there it is. Once the magic item is created, you can do more relevant details. All right, so let me just create this and see if I can add this information on because it actually will. It's kind of cool in D&D Beyond because you can go in and actually equip the item and it'll change the stats, on your character. So, here's the modifiers. So I wish they'd all do it all at once, but add a modifier. Here we go. All right, so it is ability score, fixed value. So it's a 1d8 for damage, and not a fixed value. And does it last? Well, it lasts until they break the grapple, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, and that is damage. The damage is piercing, right? We decided. So piercing damage. And it's dexterity, so that would be the modifier added to because it's throwing, so it must be dexterity.
Yeah, no, it would have to be dexterity.
Yes, it'd be 1d8 plus whatever the dex modifier is. All right, so perfect. So that's the barbed net damage. Conditions. Okay, here we go. I knew I was forgetting something. Conditioned. Grappled until broken, and it is. Until it's not really dispelled. I'll just put it in the details. Until strength save or something. Or we can have the damage.
Well, no, I think strength save isn't a bad idea because at a certain point, like you should be able to force your way through this net.
Exactly.
If you just grab a hold of it and rip.
Okay.
As the meme goes, the ripping and the tearing.
Right. So now, the spell would be what it does every round. So we're going to add a spell to it.
Essentially, yes.
So what? Acid splash? What do we want to do?
Well, if they'll let you do just straight damage, then the fact that it's a barbed net, I would say if you don't succeed every round, D4, 1d4 damage.
1d4, okay.
Just from the little barbs, just.
I like it, but that's.
Ooh, what another 1d8? Ooh, that's rough, Game Master.
Yeah, I mean, but.
Well, maybe we don't have everybody in the final fight have this.
Maybe only a couple of the Gilblins have this net.
1d8 damage isn't too bad if only a few of the Gilblins have this this net.
Okay, so we don't need to add a spell to it then, is what you're saying. We're just gonna have the modifier of the grapple, and we're gonna have conditions. Okay, we did the conditions for and we did the modifier for the damage. But then we had to say on the. Oh, where do I put it? I guess it would be on the initial information, basic information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll remove that. I do have to keep the range though. Or take 1d8 damage. No, or be grappled. A player may choose to try to break the grapple each round. Failing to do so results in another.
I feel like it should be slashing damage like that.
1d. Oh, slashing? Okay, not piercing? Okay.
Yeah. Only because I feel like those barbs would be like little hooked blades.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
Remember those old cano?
I know what you're talking about. All right, let me save this, and I'll go back down to the modifier and correct that to edit. Oops, piercing is slashing. Okay. Slashing. Excellent. Okay, so now we have our barbed net, and we will add it to our... Back here, our Gilblin has this basic information. He has his barbed net. The Gilblin makes 1 range attack, right?
Yeah. Because we're talking about levels 1 to 3, so they would only have access to.
Yes.
Best case scenario, I think the fighter gets his second wind, or not second wind, but they're that like you can push yourself to get an extra action. Yeah, that's second wind, I think.
Yeah.
No,
How about we call this one the Gilblin? Someone in chat think of another name for not master, but the Gilblin something like the higher and he'll be the one with the net, and everybody else won't have the net. So this one will be the one with the net, and then we'll make another one exactly like it but without the net.
Well, I always want to do a alliterative name, so like.
It starts with a G or something, yeah.
You know what we should. You know what we should call him? We should call him the Gilblin Game Master.
I love it.
The Gilblin Game Master.
That's canon. I love it.
And if any of the players ask, why does he call himself the Game Master? The Gilblin Game Master. He's like, shut up! You don't get to ask that, and then just attack.
There you go. Perfect. All right. The Gilblin makes 1 range attack with its barbed net. The range is 515. There we go. Oh, there it is. Reach. Oh, I put 16. And oh, there it is. I'm trying to write it just like they do there. 1 target. And then the hit is 4 1d8. Plus his, what did we say his modifier was for dexterity? I think it's 3. Yeah. That's a lot. So that's 7 points of damage at average-ish.
That's exactly right,
Yeah.
Kim.
Roll initiative.
Pick out the meta.
Slashing damage. I gotta say something about avoiding it though. Boy, it really doesn't help when I can't see the other item. That's fine. I don't need this line. Okay, and then if let's see, if the, I guess it's just a dexterity saving throw, right? I'll have to find out how this is actually written because this doesn't seem right. Of what do we say, 13?
Yeah.
To avoid the net. If the net misses its target, it lays on the sea floor and becomes rough terrain.
Sure.
Or floats in the water next to
Yeah.
and becomes like it's float if anyone enters the area where the barbed net is.
Yeah, they have to go through the same process as if
Yeah.
it had been thrown.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it hits player becomes grappled. I'll rewrite this, I promise. The player becomes grappled and will need a strength saving throw, or yeah, not a saving throw, just a strength check of what we say 13.
Yeah.
To break free.
Because I always like the idea of there always being two options to a save.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Another 1d8 at the beginning of its turn? No, end of its turn. Okay. If the barbed net, I'm just running it here, net, misses, it floats in the in the sea or lands next to the player on land.
Man,
and
Game Master's table is brutal.
I know, right? A sea mimic is the one I think I was thinking of, Game Master. I think I'll have to look that one up because that's the one I thought maybe I was thinking of. And I don't mean mimic like a mimic. I mean, I thought there was a name of this creature that looked like a goblin swimming. I gotta think of it.
I would say that if the
that's a bit much, yeah.
I would say that if the net misses, it occupies in a square adjacent to the target.
Yeah.
And then that square becomes the like not even I wouldn't even call it difficult terrain. If like a character then enters that square, they basically have to go through the same steps.
Okay. And any player entering.
So like maybe one of the Gilblins like shoves a player back into the square or something like that.
Let's make it bigger. Let's make it a 10-foot cube. Not cube.
Square.
Radius.
Sure. Radius, yeah.
In an. What if they're standing next to another player? Is there a chance it could hit the other player?
No, I would say that it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it floats in the sea or lands next to the player, and any player entering that 10-foot. We'll call it well, it's a sphere in the water, but it's on land. It would land flat. I'll workshop this. Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna call it a Gilblin Game Master. Oh, I have to add another L. Okay. All right. So let's save this, and I'll revisit this and fix it. And if I have any other questions, I will ask it in Discord chat. But oh my gosh, it's almost 9 o'clock, and we're not even done with this. We haven't even written the story.
That's fine. That's fine. I was thinking about this the whole time. You know what we do? You know what we do? No. You know what we do?
What?
Two-parter. It's two-parter.
Two-parter.
It's gonna
Okay.
be two-parter. Yes.
I love it.
Because we've lined up the bad guy, and we're gonna set the groundwork for next week's.
I like
next show.
Next show. And that reminds me, we're not going to be meeting next week, Joe. I will be out in the woods on a field trip.
Just doing so much fun. Just having so much fun.
With a bunch of 5th graders camping in the rain. It's going to be raining both days. And raining on the trip back. And I hate camping. I'm not a camper. But
not a happy camper.
I'm not a happy camper. But I love my daughter, and I said I'd go. So, actually, I didn't say I'd go. I said I would enter the lottery because apparently all the parents want to go. I'd enter the lottery, and maybe I'd win, hoping that I probably would not win. I couldn't win, the Powerball.
See, that's how it works. That's how it works. If you don't want to go, you're absolutely gonna get picked to go. Exactly.
So, all right, we've got the groundwork. I like the idea of this snigil. That's perfect. The Icelandic for slug. I love it. I need to write this down somewhere. Let me go back to here and make a note right here. Oops. What did I do? I'm just gonna make a note right here. Sniggle. It's Icelandic, you said?
Yes. I'm reading. I didn't say that.
For slug. Perfect. Yep, that's perfect. I love it when a plan comes together, even if we have to take 2 weeks to do it. But we will not meet next week. But we will meet definitely the Thursday after. And Joe, you'll be here?
I will be here.
Excellent. And I just want to give, since we were we're a little late coming in, I wanted to give a quick recap of last week's show. In this, I'm just so happy about this. Please become a Patreon so that you can get this story on my Discord.
It's really, really good.
And do this one shot. I was so excited, but the title that Joe came up with last week was just inspiring. It's called The Drowned and the Damned. It's for 3 to 4 players. The character level's 7 to 9 because we really threw some tough stuff at them. There was a sinking ship. They're underwater. They have to deal with a potential Fae entrance. There's a spoiler alert. Don't read it. They're dealing with the Drowned. There's D&D 5e Drowned. This is from Ghost of Saltmarsh. So if you have that on your D&D Beyond subscription, you'll be able to click those links and go right to the creatures. They're also dealing with a coven of sea hags. By the way, they didn't start out to be a coven of sea hags. There's a twist. There's like 3 twists in the story. I love it. And I got to write some backstory. I got to draw this on Incarnate. Oh, don't read that. That's another spoiler alert. And thank you so much to all my patrons for supporting this show and all my shows. Let's go to the thank you screen, shall we, Joe?
That sounds great.
We shall. Hey, you know what? While we're on the thank you screen, why don't you tell everybody about the amazing show that you guys do over at Riff and Rapple?
So that's a fantastic segue. We every Saturday at 6:30 Eastern, we will get together and we'll play D&D. There's 5 of us. We are currently working through the Storm King's Thunder, and you don't want to miss that. That's twitch.tv/Riff and Rabble. Also, while I'm here and I've got the mic and I'm gonna keep talking so Ann can't cut me off, the 26th of March we have a special guest right here on 3 Sheets One Shot.
Yes!
Don't miss that. Dragonborn Doug is going to be here, and he's going to help us come up with an amazing, amazing one-shot. I have no doubt it's going to be amazing because he's an amazing person.
I am so glad he must have gotten back to you while we were on the show.
He did.
He did. Okay. We are going to raid somebody. Who are we going to raid?
Well, Chief Dancing Bears.
I see the Chief is on. We should go raid Chief. Let's do that.
Awesome.
I have to type all that in. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
CHIEF.
All right, I'm muting us, and we will see you guys on Tuesday. I will be here for that next week with D&D with the Banana Brothers.
Everybody.
Yeah.